Hey guys, I'm back with the HD camera. Yeah, so hopefully this will fix all those stupid issues of not being able to hear me because apparently my MacBook doesn't do that well. I don't know. So this week we're talking about banned books. Banned books are books that have been censored by authority figures who have no right to tell you what you can and cannot read. I personally have never really had a problem with banned books because my parents have always been super open and trusting of my decision-making skills, and so I never really had a problem directly, but I did encounter a book banner my sophomore year of high school. So I'm going to tell you a little story, because I know that so many people have already said that, you know, books should not be banned, and by banning them we're making our teens ignorant, but I just thought that I would just tell a little story. You know, make it fun. Make us angry at this person. So, okay, this is my experience with a book banner. So it's my sophomore year of high school, and I was in geometry. And I had this teacher, geometry teacher. Her name, let's just call her Mrs. Cray Cray. And her name was actually kind of similar to Cray Cray, but because she's Cray Cray, yeah. Okay, so we have gotten an assignment, and there's been enough time that some of us have already finished. I was one of those people, and one guy in the class had finished and was starting to read a book. This book, I don't even know why he was reading this because it's so unusual for a high school sophomore to be interested in this, but he was reading a book on evolution. And it was a nonfiction book, you know, completely educational. Maybe he was reading it for biology class. But Mrs. Cray Cray just goes up to him and says, "Why are you reading that?" And he's like, because I just am interested in it. And she goes, "That stuff is garbage. You know what I think? I think evolution should not be taught in school because it is ridiculous. Has no one read the Bible? It's false, it's trash, and it's trying to get us to move away from religion." And so, like, this is crazy. First of all, she's the teacher in a public school. She should not be telling us that religion should go over science. That's not up to her. So that was her first deal, and she actually confiscated the book from the kid, which was utterly ridiculous. And then the second occurrence of her being a total crazy pants is, I don't know how it is where you guys live, but in Southern California there's a requirement that if you're a senior in high school you have to read Catcher in the Rye. This teacher did not only teach geometry, she taught upper level math as well, and so a couple of her senior students were walking in and kind of visiting with her during our class period because she had finished teaching for the class period. So they were talking to her about methods to get out of reading Catcher in the Rye. Obviously this teacher is super conservative, and she believed that Catcher in the Rye was, you know, completely inappropriate, and it was telling teens that they should be overly cynical or whatever. I doubt she's even read the book, so I doubt that she even has that argument, but she thinks that it's, you know, unsuitable material for teens. And so she was actually going to help these two girls write a letter to get out of reading that book because it was unsavory in her opinion. I have a problem with people trying to get out of required reading just because maybe there's a couple swear words. Like, this is an educational setting. We're not going to teach our students to swear or to be overly cynical. We're going to be analyzing the text, not trying to adapt the characteristics of anything in that book. So yeah, needless to say, I was kind of pissed off, and at that point I'd never read Catcher in the Rye, but that kind of made me want to read the book even more. I was like, what is in this book that my teacher thinks is so ridiculous? Like, I want to find out, and I'm probably going to think it's awesome. So I did, and of course I loved that book. That's one of like my favorite books that I read in school: Catcher in the Rye, To Kill a Mockingbird, and Fahrenheit 451, and A Tale of Two Cities, but you know, that one's not banned. Yeah, that's my experience with banned books. It's not really directly related to me, but I thought I would share that story. Oh yeah, and guess what? TotallyBooksessed has hit 500 subscribers! This is incredible. I mean, like 3 months, is it? That's insane. So I'm so happy that everyone has kind of thought this is a cool idea and is enjoying the channel. Yay! So each of us is giving something away, and I will be giving away, drumroll please, an advanced reader's copy of The Future of Us by Jay Asher and Carolyn Mackler. So this is a book by the two of them, and it's really good. I've already read it, and I had an extra copy, so I thought I'd give it to one of you. To give you a little backstory about what it's about two teens in 1996 that download AOL onto their computers for the very first time, and they discover Facebook in 1996. So they've kind of got like a window into the future through their computers, which is pretty cool. And it's like, there's a little bit of a love story, and it's just a really cute contemporary read. So if you would like to enter, leave a comment below with a banned book that you have enjoyed, or a book that you think might be controversial, but that you also think everyone should read because of its controversialness. You can also enter by filling out the form on my blog, so one of two ways. I would say you can only enter one way, so try not to like do both. So yeah. So happy Banned Books Week, and I will see you all next Wednesday.